Well, you've had he's had 3.5 years already. None of the things you are saying has happened.
No, it have happened. What has not happened? Tell me.
We don't have power supply yet.
Yes, but what was the power supply?
We are not yet feeding ourselves.
What was the power supply before we came in? And what's power supply right now? It's not a magical thing. If you have years of decay of economy and somebody has come to fix it, you don't expect a magic. What can happen in Nigeria can only be a miracle, not a magic. Now, what has not happened? You mean the agricultural sector, anchor borrowers is not doing well? You can't see it. You mean power is not a bit more stable than it used to be before? You can't see that. You mean the security situation in Nigeria is not even better? Now, we are talking about taking power from a government when dollar was 120 naira, $120 per barrel. And when it has oil, and when it has dropped to 40, below 40 when he came in, Nigeria ought to have moved further with that opportunity. We miss an opportunity. Now we're struggling. Now we're able to pay salaries. Now we're able to keep the nation running. If Buhari never didn't come in, probably wouldn't have been in Nigeria today sitting like this and interviewing me.
You're talking that, of course, I mean, if you talk about security, there seems to be a general consensus that quite a bit has happened in that regard. But I just wanted to pick the last point that you mentioned about, paying salaries. As we are speaking here, Governor Okorocha, 25 states, maybe your state is not amongst them because you said earlier in the interview that you're not owing anybody.
No.
But 25 states, at least that comes from figures released by the National Bureau of Statistics.
Yes.
Cannot pay salaries. They're owing ranging from 3 to 8, 9 months in some cases.
Yeah.
So, and the situation would have been worse if not for the bailout funds that were released by the federal government.
And if not by the leadership of President Muhammad Buhari, those states would have been owing 2 years now, 3 years, 4 years. Some would have been owing 5 years. There might be no country if there was this intervention from this man of wisdom didn't come in. That's the point I'm making. I'm not saying that Nigeria is okay. There's problem. Whoever tells there's no problem in Nigeria is not telling the truth. That's the problem. If you tell me that some people are not hungry in Nigeria, I'll tell you it's not true. People are hungry. People are not getting what they're supposed to get from their nation. But what I'm telling you is that there's efforts are being made seriously to address these issues. You have a situation where there's hopelessness and where there's problem and you have hope. This is the true situation I'm talking about. I'm not coming here to defend Nigeria to say Nigeria is okay, Nigeria don't have problem. I will not be telling the truth. But I'm saying work is being done and I've been doing something about it. You see, when people try to argue that, look, we have done well, we have done that. No, we must tell Nigeria the truth and we shall take responsibility. We're saying that with us handling the affairs of government, it will get better fast than the 16 years. We're talking about 16 years now and 3 years. Your
Excellency, let me take you to corruption. You mentioned about the management of funds and the issue of high oil prices and all of that. Oil prices are again on the rise now. Maybe not due to factors that Nigeria is completely responsible for. But I want to zero in on the battle against corruption. Many people have talked about the fact that it is selective, that it is being used by your government in Imo and even the federal government and other state governments and other governments at various levels to hound political opponents. People in APC are not being brought to book, not being brought to justice, even when alleged acts of corruption are identified against them. What's your response?
But let me say to you, I think I will agree with you that President Muhammad Buhari is selective because President Jonathan has not been questioned. Very correct. I think so. And some of the past leaders have not been questioned. I think in that case I agree with you. But for me, I've been invited by the EFCC. My Canada General and my place I'm invited with EFCC much more than anybody else because I have an office in Imo State for petition writing on Wedra Road. It's a traditional way. So somebody will just sit down and carve out petition and they must investigate. So I've come to EFCC much more than any governor has gone. My house in Jos was ransacked as a sitting governor. And you don't hear anything about it. So when it comes to selectiveness of this, I worry where this comes up. But let me tell you, if you ask me also, I have my grudges about EFCC. It might shock you.
You have grudges?
I have grudges. I would have advocated for a different way of fighting the corruption than anything.
What way?
Now look at the problem we have in this country, which we said. Because we're going to fight corruption to such an extent that it has become an issue of presidential papers, the paperwork. And once we take that dimension, we're going to have more problems. So if, for instance, this flag here is 10,000 naira, and you can have a paperwork to show that this flag here is 1 million naira, and there are 3 people bidding about it, and you take 1 million, that's fine. That's another systematic corruption. I have issues with that. Now, what I think I advocate for in fight for corruption is that people should be given targets. I have often said to everybody at the Economic Council, I said the best way to check this corruption is call us the governors. Now, I know how many billions of naira I've collected since I became governor. It's there for everybody to say, look, tell us what you have done with the money you collected. Why do we fight corruption? I'd rather prevent corruption than fight it. There's another dimension I think my party should look into. Because people are getting away with corruption on the basis that they can perfect the paperwork. Now. So, but if you come to Imo State now, and I show you, listen, I have 27 general hospitals. I can show you 2,000 kilometers of roads. And I can show you over 450 schools. I can show you 4 universities. I can show you International Cargo Airport. I can show you an urban renewal that is of first class. I can show you some industries that I have rehabilitated. I can show you free education from primary to university. I can show you this. Then you should know who should give one the change. But what if you come to my state, I've collected 500 billion, and I can only show you boreholes and boreholes and renovation of schools, and I can tidy them up.
Now you can perfect the
paper.
You can do the paper.
So that is, for me, it is what I call Iberiberism.
I beg your pardon?
Well, go and search for it, my friend.
Iberiberism?
Yes. It's an
Please
English
explain.
word.
What does it mean?
Well, go and search. Go and look for the dictionary to look at it.
And I doubt that can be found in the dictionary.
Are you sure?
Your Excellency.
Okay, look at Rocha's dictionary and see where it is.
But I have you here, so I don't have to go looking for the dictionary.
Iberiberism is foolishness.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense. Like, when you give people assignment and they're elected, hold them responsible. Hold them responsible. And let them tell you what you have done with the money that is. When you cannot justify the money you have been given, then you can now come up and say, listen, gentlemen, this man has failed. But you know what pains me? Why I'm saying this is that if you come today, it looks like governors are branded as criminals. I mean, it's so bad.
Well, and governors have been known to be on trial.
People now are as if being a governor is a curse. It's a glorious job. Have you asked the people to present? I want EFCC to ask everybody to present their score, what they have done, and make it public. It's public accounting. Set up a day and say, Rocha, score. Give me Channel, give me NTA, give me AIT to present this. And the people from him will watch and say, no, he's lying or he's saying the truth. Then there'll be competition. There's no competition in Nigeria. All you can do is do your paperwork and perfect it, you are fine. Not only the state level, even at the federal level. Federal level is not out of it.
But do you agree that taking it from what you've said now, do you agree that means that even within government itself, even as at now that we're speaking, there is still corruption?
Of course, excuse me. Corruption is everywhere, not even only in government, even in homes. Even in the mosques and the churches, everywhere, there's corruption. It's only fighting one segment of corruption, which is elected people to account for public funds. But there are more corruption. Even there are spiritual corruptions in Nigeria. There is, what's corruption really? What's corruption? If you understand the meaning of the word corruption. They understand that while it's just starting with one segment, the one that can be shown by. But there are corruptions. If the civil service. Did you know that some people cannot even pass your file now until you give them money? Try and go to airport. People cannot move your thing here until you collect money, even when they are paid their money, their monthly salaries. That's corruption. So it's nature, it's Nigerian nature, African nature, and it's human nature.
You're talking about the culture. That is
nature.
the culture
I'm not about culture. It's
the
just
gratification,
nature.
the culture of gratification.
Yeah, that's where it starts. That's where it starts.
That is, you do a good
and
job.
And you cannot even do something unless you get something out of it. That's why files cannot move. And file not moving is terrible for a country's development. There are many aspects of corruption. You go there, people want to buy fuel, you want to sell fuel, they change the meter. Instead of give the right meter, they change. It's corruption. So when you talk about this corruption, let me say, I've just simply said you all have sinned and come short the glory of God. So we need, what is nice to creating the awareness for this corruption. After this level, it will go down to another level. You have students writing that they can no longer pass the exam unless they perform certain ugly acts before they can pass the exam in schools. That's also corruption.